See if you guys are afraid to admit it. But I am afraid to admit that I am a wrestling fan
Mm,
in public. Is that bad?
yeah.
Are you ready? Womp womp.
Boom! Surprise, everybody. This is a Ducking Wrestling podcast, and we're giving a bonus episode this month because we got Survivor Series War Games coming up on Saturday.
War games. War.
Coming up on Saturday, so we wanted to throw out a prediction show, see how it's going to go with these big events. So just saw Lathan the other day for our recording of 96
Series,
Survivor
97.
Series. Woo! That was a wild one. And welcome back, Too Hard, Too Fast, George.
No matter what they said in the last video, I was suspended without pay, and I demand swift action.
Get you some Taylor Swift action.
Yeah,
But we're going to get right into it. We like to keep these episodes short, kind of give some predictions on how it's going to go. So let's go ahead and get right into it. First match that that we're going to talk about, we got Santos Escobar versus Carlito. And this is kind of a random match. I know Santos broke off from the LWO, which I thought he was going to go form like LWO Wolfpack. How do you say wolf in Spanish?
Lobos.
Lobos pack.
I don't know. Yeah, I don't know the.
But I guess this is going to be a little feud going on. I kind of look forward to it. I like both guys. I think they're both really talented, and they should put on a really good show. What do y'all think about it?
It's like, what is it? Just like, let me avenge Rey Mysterio real quick type of match. It's a story I remember leading into. I mean, it was eventually Santos going to turn to a heel anyway. It's like he was too big for that faction. But I mean, it's a good match to start the show. I think it has more. It's just a start of the storyline, so it has a lot more room to breathe during January, December, when they don't have anything else really to build around. So, and Ray will be back by like Royal Rumble after his surgery, so they can play it up going into WrestleMania somehow.
So let's go ahead and pick them. I think it's pretty obvious the winner on this one. I'm gonna go with Santos Escobar for the win. I think the dude's got a lot of momentum. He's so much better as a heel than he is as a babyface, and he kind of got lost in the shuffle with the LWO. So Santos Escobar for me.
I'm gonna go also with Santos. Like Carlito sounds cool, to turn the phrase, but no, it seems like Santos has more ground to cover with this storyline, and it'd be a good win to build up to his eventual defeat against Rey Mysterio. Yeah.
That's something that we'll have to definitely talk about.
Long-term story booking.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What you think, George?
It's gonna be Santos, and but I'm more thinking, is it Santos because Carlito was probably just gonna go away again?
Maybe.
Yeah, that's a fair point. So I think we're all gonna go with Santos on that one. So Rodeo. Next match that we're gonna look at is we have the Intercontinental Championship match. We have Gunther as the IC champ versus The Miz. This has been a really good storyline, and it worries me because I don't want Gunther to lose the championship, but I know if he does, like his next step is probably winning the Royal Rumble. So I'm kind of in between on this. So I don't know. What do y'all think?
It's been interesting, like this long ride we've been on with Gunther, right? Like, and you're trying to figure out who would be the person to take the title off of him. You know, I noticed Miz more often than not is a really good transitional champion. And when I say that, I mean not to take this credit away from Miz for all of his accomplishments with the 2-time Grand Slam winner and all that, but like it would be good for him to get redemption after all this defeats he's been dealing with this year. And nobody really see it coming because nobody really likes to face Miz anyways. But it's not out of the realm of possibilities. Like he has a small little run with the Intercontinental title, and then it becomes a nice placeholder until they get somebody else to put the title on.
I want it to be Miz, but I feel like it's just gonna be Gunther. Gunther.
I'm gonna be easily entertained by this match either way it goes.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. There's this is gonna be a really good match. They're gonna the Miz is gonna get the shit chopped out of him, and I'm hyped for it. I kind of like the Miz. I respect him for everything he's done and gone through and just persevered. But man, I want to see I just want to see him get the shit chopped out of him.
So I got the Miz on this one. I don't think Gunther's walking away. Like it gives him enough time. It's more long-term story booking. Everybody gets a break during December, and then we build up to better storylines going into the Rumble.
Okay, George, who you got?
Well, I said I think Gunther's gonna win, but I want the Miz to win. Just like, and I feel like I say this all the time, just to change things up. But I really like Gunther, but
you say it so fucking weird.
I really like him, but I want to change, and I want to see somebody else do something with that title. See if they can hold it like that. But you know what I'm also thinking is this the less significant title that's up for grabs in this pay-per-view? Because then it's probably just gonna change. I'm thinking, is this like they're just gonna change one title each pay-per-view, and it's gonna be the least significant, like the Rey Mysterio and Paul.
You're trying to get down into the brain meat of the booking staff over there. I got you. All right, so I am gonna roll with Gunther. I think they're gonna keep it on him to the Royal Rumble and then go from there. But I think he's gonna hang on and on to it. So on to the next one. We have Rhea Ripley defending the Women's World Championship against Zoe Stark. I don't think this is going to be a very competitive match. I think it's going to be Rhea getting pushed more than what she is. I mean, I think they're essentially looking to turn her into a more homegrown Charlotte Flair and her dominance. I mean, I'll just go ahead. I'm going to go with Rhea Ripley on this one.
Yeah, me too. Like it's Zoe Stark is just another placeholder opponent for her, and I mean they're gonna do something bigger with her across the board. Like they're giving historic title reigns to everybody else. I don't see Rhea really losing the title anytime soon. And especially with Judgment Day being so dominant, like it's Zoe Stark that you're gonna lose it to. It's gonna be remotely entertaining, but it'll be a quick squash match, I'm sure. So definitely go with Rhea on this one. Mommy.
Rhea for sure. There's not gonna be a title change. I'm sticking to that conspiracy theory.
Yeah, as it sits right now, as of last night at 11:55 p.m. Eastern time, we're going off of that card. So at this point, no other women's championship match has been announced. Because the other one's in the women's war games, right?
Yup.
Oh, okay. Well, then I don't anticipate it. I don't anticipate a women's championship match being announced. So with that being said, let's go ahead and let's talk about the women's war game. We have on one side Charlotte Flair Bianca Belair, Shotzi. I'm going to call her Shotzi Blackheart because that's what her mama called her. Shotzi and Becky Lynch versus Damage Control. The new Damage Control consisting of Asuka, Bailey, Io Sky, and Kairi Sane. This is going to be a bomb-ass match.
Yeah. First of all, I love that they made it 5-on-5 this year. So that's going to add a whole nother little touch to it in itself. With more big women bumping meat together.
Well, this match is only 4-on-4. The men's is 5-on-5.
Oh, I thought it was both of them 5-on-5.
No.
No, okay. I guess I should learn how to count while you're reading names. That's my bad. No, I give it to the face faction on this one. There's going to be some kind of dissension between Damage Control during the match, and like you said, it's going to set up a better dissension between Bailey getting kicked out afterwards, probably. But you tell there's like in the storyline, there's already built into something. So I think they're gonna get their comeuppance in this match. So I'll go for the Charlotte Flair team, which is not usually something I would say. So
Yeah, I think Damage Control's gonna lose. Like Lathan was saying, like it's gonna set up the dismissal of Bailey.
What do you think? So, yeah, I think we're looking at an Asuka, Io Sky, and Kairi Sane trio going forward. Maybe we get the Kabuki Warriors back.
Bukaki Warriors. I mean Kabuki Warriors. Kabuki Warriors.
So yeah, I think I'm gonna go with with Team Charlotte on that one, and I think Bailey takes the loss, or she's the first eliminated once the match starts, and it just goes from there. I think it gets.
I don't think they don't get eliminated.
Further, go ahead, George.
They don't get eliminated. It's whoever gets the first pin.
Oh, that's right. You know what? You're right.
Team.
Damn. Need to watch some more. Lathan and I are fucking up on this.
And we're sober.
I know. That's the problem. That's the problem. It's a weeknight. I still have one more day at work this week.
I bet Bailey. It'll come down to Bailey being involved in the finish, by fuck up or by getting pinned herself. But you know, it's clear that they're going one direction with her, and they're going to pivot her a different way going into the road to WrestleMania. So,
what I could see happening is Asuka hitting Bailey where it's almost like hitting Bailey with the mist and being like, oh, did she mean to do that? Did she not mean to do that? And then the team letting her take the pin.
Yeah. Ooh, that's really good.
Yeah.
Like a little betrayal.
Yeah, but it's almost like, well, did she mean to get her? Did she do it by accident? Nobody broke the pin? So I think
nobody accidentally gets blasted in the face, he has to voluntarily take that.
Look, sometimes there's a misfire. All right.
No, that's just destiny playing itself out.
Oh, all right.
A Damage Control, if you will.
Yeah, do a little control. Copy paste. Oh shit, man. Well, so we're down to what I anticipate to be the main event with only a match card of 5 matches. So I'm anticipating them kind of sprinkling in some matches, just some.
We talked about this earlier, Art. There's going to be an Adam Pearce versus Nick Aldis match somewhere in this card.
Man,
I'm telling you, they're going to come out. They're going to be in the suits. They're going to wrestle. Just indie men bumping meat real quick, and then we're going to go off into the War Games match.
Well, let's go ahead and let's talk about it. So we have the men's Survivor Series War Game. We've got on one side, we've got Seth Rollins, Cody Rhodes, Jey Uso, Sami Zayn, and Randy Orton making his return, which I think it would be really funny with all the hints that Cody was dropping if like Ted DiBiase Jr. just comes out. And everybody to be like the worst disappointment ever, or like George's favorite guy, CM Punk, comes out.
It better not. I'll stop watching.
Forever. Forever.
That's what everybody says.
I will find every way to cancel WWE from this moment on. I will reference everything ill-appropriate from the Attitude Era. It gets him canceled on Twitter if he shows up. I'm like, no. But to that point, though, with CM Punk, I will talk about it later. Sorry.
Yeah, we're gonna go into that after we talk about the main event. But we will take one commercial break real quick, and then we will get back and finish up the show and give some final thoughts as George goes into his turtle shell. We'll be right back.
Hey, Too Hard, Too Fast podcast, a lighthearted, thought-provoking comedic podcast where we talk about society and culture topics through the lives and experiences of my guests. But that's what it says on paper. The important thing to remember is that Too Hard, Too Fast, we don't check facts. Something you can check is for Too Hard, Too Fast podcast on YouTube, Spotify, and any other podcast platform that you use or don't use. Use them all. Watch us all on all of it.
All right, fellas. Well, let's get into the men's War Games match. We have on one side Seth Rollins, Cody Rhodes, Jey Uso, Sami Zayn, returning Randy Orton. On the other, we have the Judgment Day, which consists of Damian Priest, Finn Balor, Dominic Mysterio, and JD Madonna. Is that how you say his name? Madonna? McDonough. It's like we don't have the Big Mac, we have the Big Mick.
Yeah.
And Drew McIntyre kind of rounding out that team, a newly healed Drew McIntyre. Man, I don't know. I think this match is going to be phenomenal. I'm afraid of somebody getting hurt, especially like Cody or Seth. I think it's going to be a great entertaining match. And maybe that's why they're planning on this match to be like 45 minutes or an hour. And that's why there's so few matches on the card. I don't know. What do y'all think?
This is definitely going to be the longest match on the card, hands down. And I mean, if it like, what was the last War Games with the Bloodline? That was like ran 45 minutes.
Yeah, last year
in total. Yeah, and now you got two other dudes in there. Yeah, it's definitely going to run a little bit longer in the tooth, which is fine because it's going to be entertaining across the board. And so many interesting dimensions into the match, right? Like,
right.
Most of the faces don't really get along with each other. Like Jey Uso has seen Randy since he fucking injured him and took the tag team titles in the first place. And so you got all those dimensions on that side, and then you have the Judgment Day, which is supposed to be as badass as they're going to be. So you expect him to win, but I feel like there's going to be some weird way that like the Judgment Day is going to lose in a really weird fashion. They'll start their own dissension and break up too. Either that or Mommy comes out and just like wins it for everybody because she's fucking Mommy.
That's right. She's always on top.
Always on top.
What do you think, George?
McDonough have no doubt that this is gonna be a good match. And I kind of stretched it on that one. I went for it and I lost. But no, this is gonna be a great match. But I'm a little nervous that it has a lot of risk to be before it too. But as a winner, I don't know who to pick because I feel like Judgment Day can still do a lot of cool things, but I feel like it looks lately like they've been pushing towards, breaking it up. So it's hard to pick on that side because like if the other guys win, what do they technically have to win? And eventually they're just gonna go and do their own thing. Like, oh yeah, Judgment Day still runs this, and now we're doing our own stuff.
They're gonna break up Judgment Day and have Judgment Day Wolfpack. Yeah, I think Randy Orton is gonna be a key to this because he's been gone for so long. They're gonna want him to do something at Royal Rumble leading into WrestleMania. So where is that gonna come from? Which I could see him having a match at Royal Rumble with Cody Rhodes. So I think there's George is right. There's a lot more dynamic on the people fighting on the side with Rollins and Rhodes, and they've got more of a story to tell by losing than Judgment Day does by losing. Because I just don't think breaking up Judgment Day at this point, leading 3 months, 4 months before WrestleMania, does anything. You still have Senor Dinero in the bank, and what he's doing with that. So that plays an interesting dynamic, even though he's in the match with Seth Rollins. Do we see a cash in?
I was just thinking that earlier too. I was like, what if they do? It turns in it's a lot of ways it can end, right? Like the case lets up, and then he just slides the briefcase out, and he slides right back in the ring, and it wins. I mean, it'd be a good time to have something very surprising like that happen because you're in Chicago. Like you have to have at least 1 or 2 surprises. You gave away Randy, which everybody already knew anyways. So you have one really strong surprise you need to let out the bag, and it would be the end of War Games where that'd be really cool to have that happen.
And then the music hits. Well, hold on. Let's go. Let's go ahead. So I'm gonna go ahead. I'm gonna side with Judgment Day on this. I think they get the win. Going into Royal Rumble in January, I think, like we said, there's a lot more meat on the bone for Seth Rollins and his team to lose than for Judgment Day to lose. So I'm gonna roll with Judgment Day.
Judgment Day, but they're gonna have Randy Orton punk kick Drew McIntyre and set him up as the Legend Killer again, as Drew McIntyre does not sign his contract and goes all in.
Oh.
Okay. Well, since I don't want to agree with you up and down the whole card with both y'all motherfuckers, I'm gonna go and I'm gonna say Team Cody Rhodes is gonna win, with the caveat of somebody's gonna throw a tantrum, Seth Rollins gonna get hurt at the end, and then Damian Priest gonna cash in, and we have a new World Heavyweight Champion.
A cash in for the championship to win the championship would be pretty badass.
Yep.
Yeah.
So let's go ahead and talk about it because we have to. So
No, we don't.
We have to. We have to talk about the possibility. We have to talk about it. Let's just go.
We gotta go bye.
For this
All right, let's give a percent chance of what percent you think CM Punk shows up Saturday night at Survivor Series. What chance do you give it?
A 38% chance.
All right. Okay.
It's just enough. But he'll show up. He won't just pop out. This ain't AEW. We just don't pop out and announce ourselves. You're going to be participating somewhere. What I think it will probably happen with this one, Art, is that Shinsuke is going to have like a promo in the middle of the ring because it's only him that's promoting him as much as possible with all these different Easter eggs. So it'll probably be him in the middle of the ring. Then in Living Color hits with Cult of Personality. Then we have our standoff, and then bam, have like a small little fight. But it won't lead to much, but it'll lead to at least I told you so. CM Punk's coming back.
That's a good scenario, man. That I was gonna say I'd give it about a 25% chance, but like you're right. Like him, I'm gonna go 51% chance that CM Punk shows up, and I think you're right. I think it's something to do with Nakamura. He's in the ring cutting another one of those weird ass promos.
With the
And-
subtitles. Has to have subtitles.
Yeah. Well, but then it makes you wonder, like, okay, it's got subtitles. How the hell is Punk listening to it where he knows to come out? Like, is he in the back of a monitor reading it?
Yeah, actually, they'll have it right there, ready for him.
Got it on his phone.
Oscar's sitting there telling them in grill position when to go out because she's listening on the headset. She's producing the segment with him to be the translator. It's perfect.
That is perfect. Speaking of perfect, George, I know you have some thoughts on this, and the world wants to hear. Holla at your boy.
I don't talk about this guy. So my percentage of this guy is the respect I have for this guy. 0%. I'm not gonna
Ooh.
let this trash in.
Woo! So I think with this, because we are keeping this one pretty short, I think this is the one where George has to tell the story.
Well, okay, fine. There was a Royal Rumble here in San Antonio, Texas, at the Alamo Dome, and it wasn't the one that was just recently had. My brother, me, and this friend went to Denny's after. No, you don't. Just like it's right there down the street. It's just a quick thing. Not expecting to see anybody, but as soon as we get there, it's CM Punk, some girl wrestler. I can't remember which one it was. I think Maria. No, it doesn't matter. And third guy, a vampire kind of guy, but it wasn't Gangrel. He used to play a vampire. I don't know. It doesn't matter to the story who was there really. But so my friend wants a picture with him, and we go up there to ask him. He wasn't eating yet. They were just sitting there, and they're like pretty close to us anyway. So we went up there, and at first he was like, "Hey guys, really nice, really cool." And then my friend asked for a picture. He goes, "No, I'm eating." And then I was like, "Okay," but whatever. Didn't say anything. My friend is backing up, but he takes a picture just of him, and my friend probably shouldn't have done that, but it just like pissed him off like crazy. And he continues to say, "I'm eating, I'm with my friends," and then their friends were like, they were about to say, "Yeah, we'll take pictures." Nobody wanted pictures with them, but they were like, they will take pictures. But they stopped themselves from doing it because he didn't want to. He was, kind of like angry and whatever. So he does it, and then he goes, CM Punk goes, "If you wanted a picture, you could have just asked." And as soon as he said that, he was kind of looking at my brother, and he was kind of younger. Well, he was way younger. And I kind of lost it. So I was like, he did fucking ask. He asked for a picture. And then you say you were eating. You're not eating. And then we were just like, you know what? Nobody wants nothing from you. And I don't know if I called them shit, but I was like, nobody wants nothing from you. And nobody will eventually. And I just kind of we like
Damn.
left.
Mic dropped. Waffle House.
Man.
I may have not said the eventually part as loud as everything else, but
So George is so let me ask you this, George, as a
and you know what? I broke my rule. I got so into this, I dropped his name in the last part of the story. Never once named him until the end.
Well, so George, let's look at it this way, okay? You're a wrestling fan. As a wrestling fan, putting the emotional, personal issue aside with CM Punk, what chance do you think he is actually not what chance, not are you hoping he's there, but what is the chance that he is?
37.5.
Sweet, right under me.
So if he doesn't show up, George wins.
by a fraction.
Oh man. Well, guys, we ran through the card. We did it pretty quick, which is what we were kind of hoping for because it's already past 9 o'clock past my bedtime. So George has to go back into his clitoral hood. And Jesus.
He's been overstimulated too quickly.
So we are going to call it so I can get this out to everybody to check out for Saturday. So again, don't be looking for an episode in December. We are taking a break and we will be back in January with the Royal Rumble 2020 that we're going to talk about that boy Latham was at. So should have an interesting perspective. So guys, thank you all for being here. Thank you everybody for listening. Hope y'all have a happy Thanksgiving. And I hope we all have an amazing Survivor Series.
Hell yeah. Happy
Merry
Turkey Day,
Thanksgiving.
everybody.